Hey guys, happy TGIF Friday. It is Friday, August 9th, uh, 2024. It is 6:50 a.m. Pacific as I'm recording this. Of course, this is just one of those opportunities I have to try to get you guys some content. We are 10 days away from my mom going back to work. Me going back to work is still, up in the air, but more than likely I'll be going back to work too. Not sure if it'll be around the same. I'm not sure if it'll be around the same time or maybe a week after. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be going back as well in the near future. But with that said, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is the fact that last month, on my birthday of all months, we celebrated 1 month of MeTV Toons. Now, the reason I couldn't talk about it or anything was because I was out in Kansas visiting my dad and to celebrate my birthday. So, that's why I couldn't talk about it at the time, but I can talk about it now. And honestly, it's been a great welcome for a lot of us. It's been a great welcome, for anybody, that's a fan of cartoons, because you're getting cartoons you grew up with, during your generation. Like I'm a Gen Xer, as they would call us, those born in the late 70s, in the 50s to late 70s, early 80s. They call us Gen Xers. So I'm someone that grew up on a lot of these cartoons, and to see them all in one place is just great to see. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to have around. The only issue, and I've talked about this before, is they need to work out regular broadcasting, and I just hit the camera there for a second. I just wanted to adjust something. Hold on. But regular broadcasting, and the guy that Andre Meadows interviewed, Neil, I think his name is Nell or something like that, who's one of the people in charge of MeTV Toons, and one of the people responsible for its existence. He and regular broadcasting, they have to work things out with Friendly TV and with Philo. Because what's going on basically, and I'll show you this right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But when you go to the MeTV Toons app and you want to look up the schedule and everything, let's say, for example, I live in the Sacramento, Modesto region and all that. You go to MeTV Toons, you put in your area code, or your zip code, I should say, and then you choose, let's say, over the air, the over the air antenna scheduling for your region. You click on see antenna schedule, and then what you'll get, so you just zoom it up right here, what you'll get is, basically information of what's going on, what's on the air right now. Like right now, you have Police Academy, the series. And then after that, you have the real Ghostbusters, and so on. But that's only locally for you. That'll show you what you're seeing locally. But if you go to, let's say, Philo or Friendly, one of those two, you choose them, and you say see streaming schedule, you'll get something completely different. And what you'll get is that's what you'll get. That's what they're telling you is being seen right now on Friendly TV. Because with Friendly TV and and Philo go by, and I've talked about this before, what they go by is the Eastern time zone. I'm just checking something there for a second. They go by the Eastern time zone, if you will. Let me hold on for a second. I gotta straighten myself out. There we go. But they go by the Eastern time zone. So what that means is, even if you live, let's say, in Hawaii or Alaska, and you mainly use Friendly TV to watch this, you can't go by your local time slot. You got to go by the Eastern time slot. So instead of getting something like, let's say, a Police Academy or whatever you'd be watching locally at your time, instead you'd have to be watching Inspector Gadget, or Inspector Gadget, or whatever comes on after that. I think Bugs Bunny and Friends, I think, or something. You'd have to be watching that instead of watching, what is supposed to be airing locally. So if you're on right now, so if you're in, let's say, Hawaii or Anchorage, and let's say you do get MeTV Toons, but over the air, but you don't get a strong signal, so you go through friendly TV. Instead of watching, like, let's say something like, let's say one of the marionette shows that come on late at night, instead you'd be watching Inspector Gadget, or instead you'd be watching let's see, what else is there? The Smurfs, not Bugs Bunny, but the Smurfs. You'd be watching any one of those, instead. And it's all because the app of Friendly TV and Philo is going off of the Eastern time zone, and hopefully that's something that can be worked upon. That's a minor occurrence that can be fixed through some talking between all parties, Friendly, Philo, regular broadcasting, and so on, so that people can, watch watch the shows that are supposed to be on their local, so supposed to be on at their local time, instead of something that's on, because it's based on the Eastern time zone, and so on. But the only advantage, though, that if you want to try to get that schedule even through something like Friendly TV, the only advantage, honestly, is the fact that if you, depending on the subscription package you go with, especially with Friendly, you can DVR those shows, and I've DVR'd a lot of shows so far. In fact, if I can get my phone here again, some of the shows I've DVR'd so far on Friendly, because I have the Friendly app as well. I have the Friendly app right here. Some of the shows I have DVR'd and are scheduled to DVR are like right here. So these are some of the shows. I don't know if I can just turn it so you can see it better or something like that. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But yeah, these are some of the shows I have on DVR right now, or I've been DVR and scheduled to DVR, and so on. So it's a lot. It's a lot of shows and everything. So like those are some of the ones I've been watching that I've DVR'd and all that, and go back, and these are some that I've just recorded. A lot of these right here, just a lot of them. You can see that. So it's a lot of GoBots mainly, some Mr. T and Police Academy in there. And then of course the shows I do have scheduled, or I have recorded, or I have set right now, and the other ones that will be added will be like Alf, the animated series, Alf Tales and stuff. But yeah, the DVR option to Friendly TV, and I think Philo has it as well, is a great tool to have, because that way you can watch those shows at the times they're supposed to come on at your time, locally. If you can't utilize the over the air antenna signals very well. But outside of those little tidbits, which hopefully, regular broadcasting, Friendly TV, and Philo, and and the parties involved will hopefully fix and try to get more organized. Like, okay, we need to do this so people can watch the shows as it's meant to be seen locally, and all that. Outside of the little nitpicks, it's great to it's been a great addition to entertainment for everybody. It's been a great addition because you get to watch all these cartoons you grew up with, in the past 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And even some obscured ones as well. So that's pretty cool. And then to hear to the interview that Neil, I think his name is Neil, did with Andre Meadows of Black Nerd Comedy, to hear that we're getting the likes of Super Friends, they're working on getting remasters and high definition versions of stuff that they already have, but they want to get the original openings and things. That's great to hear too. And we're already seeing the influx of different shows based around characters. Like with Yogi Bear, you went from Yogi's Gang to Space Race to now you got Galaxy Goof Ups. So I will not be surprised if we get Treasure Hunt after that. Then maybe the new Yogi Bear show, and then Yo Yogi. So expect those to probably show up soon as well. And and then of course, like I said, I think I mentioned Super Friends, right? We're getting Super Friends and stuff. So it's really cool to see. It's really cool to hear and see that this is all happening in time. You know, you got the Flintstone Family Sunday that went from doing the Man Called Flintstone and Jetsons Meet the Flintstones and then the Flintstones Meet the Frankenstones and all that to now and Wind Up Wilma and all that to now you're getting the Fred and Barney show, and within a week or so you're getting Pebbles and Bam Bam. So definitely a great influx to see this all happening. Influx of shows to see this all happening, I should say. And then of course there's word going around. I think he mentioned this in the interview that they're probably, and this is the Neil guy talking to Andre Meadows. That they're probably going to be trying to work on an app. A singular app to where you can get all this content, but in a way that's different but familiar. So, so that would be great to see as well. But overall, outside of, like, say, some of the nitpicks that I mentioned with Friendly TV and Philo and them having to work that out with regular broadcasting and stuff, um, I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to see it, succeeding and eventually over time, because there are some cable outlets out there that have gained access to it. Over time, you're going to have Xfinity, Cablevision, AT&T, Spectrum, and all of them getting it as well. But I have to say, so far, so good with it. And I can't wait to see what more shows get added, what more specials and movies get added. And that's all I can really say. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment below with your thoughts on all this. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care.